In front of me today, I have the 2023 Cadillac CT4-V. Over the year, I've shown you a couple of Cadillacs, but this one has to be my favorite one. I like it so much that I really want to buy one. So let me take you around a full tour of the vehicle. I'll take it on a test drive, and I'm going to explain to you why I want one in my driveway. So let's talk packages first. Yes, this is the Cadillac CT4-V, not the Blackwing. But honestly, with what this thing can do, I don't really think I even need to go up to the Blackwing. So it's really cool. So we got a climate package, which is gonna give you your dual zone automatic climate control. You also have a power sunroof, a nice black rear wing, which I'll show you when we get to the back. We also have Super Cruise 2, which allows for your lane change and stuff like that. We also have painted calipers and a little bit more that I'm gonna show you as we go through the vehicle here, but it's got the whole package, let me tell you. So with the package comes a little bit of an expensive price tag. We're looking at $70,000 for this exact configuration in front of me here. And that's maybe the reason why I won't see it in my driveway right away, because it's just a little bit outside of my budget. But maybe in a few years on the used market, I think this could be a really good steal. So let's take a look quickly under the hood. We have a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that gives us 325 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque, and it sounds pretty nice. So with all the great numbers and specs out of the way, let's take a tour of the vehicle. All right, so up front now with the Cadillac CT4-V, you can see it's a very long front end. I feel like there's a longer front end than there is on the rear, but we do have these nice daytime running LEDs. It's kind of like the Cadillac Classic. You always see kind of like this vertical thing that's the daytime. Then we have the main headlight bulb. It does have the cornering feature, so it will turn with you as you go around corners. Very nice. We have this big Cadillac emblem that is not blacked out because there is no Onyx package on this one. Some fake vents, and we have some sensors as well as you can see the front license plate is there, so if you live in Ontario, you'll need that, but this week we have it too. Nice front grille, nice big intake there. It just looks sporty. It looks like, you know, that good mix of sport and comfort, and I think the front end of the Cadillac embodies that very well. Okay, so next up, as usual, we're taking a look at the rear of the Cadillac CT4-V. What stands out the most to me is this nice black wing that we have back here. Not the Blackwing, a Blackwing, but it's super nice. It is gonna run you a little bit more, and that kind of sucks because I wish it was standard, because this just ties the whole sportiness of the V together, and without it, I don't know, I feel like it looks a little bit more boring out at the rear. But besides the wing, we have these really nice tail lights that kind of join the body together very nicely. Rear-facing camera, a whole bunch of sensors, that nice V logo. You know I like that when they put the badging of the car that you have right on the car. We need that. We have some quad exhaust tips. Look at these. Not a bad sound to come out of these guys either. Next up, let's take a look at the trunk. It is not an automatic tailgate, but honestly, you don't need that. It's, you know, kind of pops open for you, no problem. Plenty of space because, like I said, it doesn't look long, the back end, but it actually is, but you do lose a little bit of seating room because the seats are very far up there, but a whole bunch of room in here. Maybe not a lot of clearance to get some taller stuff in here, but you get a whole bunch of room back here to put some long stuff back there. So perfect for what you need. Maybe you're gonna put the golf clubs in there and stuff like that. You definitely have enough room for a couple of sets. Okay, over now onto the side profile for the Cadillac CT4-V. This is where we get an excellent shot of just how nice this blue color is. There is a lighter blue color, which if I was to configure this Cadillac CT4-V, I would get that one because it's more in your face, you know? This one's a little bit more subtle of a color, but it does mesh really well with the black. Love the turn signal LEDs here. Love, again, the V badging. You know we gotta have it. And I love these rims. They are 18-inch rims. They are finished in black, and also they have the Cadillac logo right there too for good measure. And we have those blue painted calipers. They match the paint color. You can get a blue or a red. You can't really match any paint color, but a red would have looked just as good. You know, I love the fact that it does that. And a nice little feature too is your Cadillac color will also match your key fob, which is just, I love that. I love that stuff. That stuff gets me every time. We also get a shot of the back wing right here. You can see how it kind of lifts up and ties everything together properly, which I just think you need it. I'm gonna forever make that point. You need that black wing back there. All right, so now let's take a look in the back seats. We also have these doors that have a button that unlocks and locks all 4 doors. As you can see, it's locked right now. Press this button, it unlocks, no problem, and it locks all 4 doors, all buttons on every door. We love that. So not a lot going on here for the rear side. I'm gonna bring you closer in just a second. So you have this nice little trim here on the door, not a lot going on though, and it's a very small entryway, but let me bring you up closer. Okay, so now I'm sitting in the back seat where we have this nice, like, it's like a brown or tan trim all the way around the seats here. And you can see, I don't fit back here very well. This is my driver profile. I'm not a very short guy, so I'm also not very tall, but I do like to sit a little bit further back when I'm driving automatics. So yeah, and you can see my head is properly touching it. Like, I gotta kind of go here. There's like this cutout right here where like I'm good, but like this isn't comfortable. Like, I couldn't sit like this. But for me, I know I like the vents back here. It's comfortable, like the seats are good. But if you're a taller person, this doesn't work. It's not, but I don't really think it's meant for that. You know, like, I think I'm gonna spend more of my time in the front seat and in the driver's seat. So let's take a look up there. Let me try to get out of here. Okay, so now I'm inside the Cadillac CT4-V, my favorite place to spend time. So let me just start off with this steering wheel. It looks like they plucked it right out of the Cadillac Escalade, and I'm completely here for it. It is massive. It is really big. The camera is not going to do it justice. If you ever sit in one, you'll know what I'm talking about. It just feels big. Is that good for handling? I'll tell you when we take it for a drive. But let's look at what it does. So we have the Super Cruise controls here, as well as the light bar for Super Cruise, which is great. We also have a little camera that's going to watch our old eyeballs and make sure that we're not sleeping while it's doing all the driving for us, which is great. We have a bunch of media controls, different things to control the infotainment, and metal paddle shifters. Yes, sir, you can't go wrong with that. Nice little Cadillac logo in the middle, and we have this special V button that when I press that, all hell breaks loose, and I have a ton of fun, and so will you when you watch that part of the video. We also have a heated steering button, and on the left-hand side, I got the parking brake, the illumination, the heads-up display controls, and I have a little spot for an SD card. So that SD card, I can pop it in, and it will activate the camera. Right here, you can use it as a track recorder to record your track days, or you can just use it as a basic dash cam. It's built up right there. That's one of the most awesome features I've seen all year. We also have some Bose speakers in here, as well as 2 settings for the memory seating for the driver, which is great. It's all power adjusted. Both seats in here are also massage. You can adjust a lot of different things with the lumbar support, so that's great. You can really get well adjusted in the Cadillac, which I love. Then we move over to our digital gauge cluster. It's all digital. I remember in the past, with the Cadillacs, they used to do a mix of digital and analog, and usually I'm not a fan of that, so this time they just went all digital, and I couldn't be more happy with it. When you press the V button, things change. Your gauges will change, the information on the gauges will change, and it's a nice little animation, so I love that too. Very easy to read, lots of data in there. Then we move over to our infotainment display. Very clean. It's not the biggest thing in the world. I know lately in today's world screens sell, but honestly I don't care. It fits well with the car overall. Since the steering wheel is so big, you can't really have a screen that kind of comes like this. So I don't mind it at all. You have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. The infotainment system, the operating system in here is really good. We saw it on the Cadillac Escalade and I loved it then. We also saw it on the Cadillac XT5 that I drove earlier this year as well. And it's just great. It's just smooth. There's no lagging. There's nothing. You can control pretty much everything you want to control from there, climate, all that good stuff. But we also have a lot of HVAC controls for our dual zone automatic climate controls here. Every single button is here. Every single control is here. I don't have to worry about a thing, which I love. We also have ventilated seats. It's great heated seats, a 360-degree camera button that shows me all around the car, which is great. You get a nice overhead view of that. This nice little shifter that we saw in the Escalade as well, and as well as these knobs here that can control the infotainment display. So you don't have to put fingerprints on it at all. You can control this while you're driving. I do use this while I'm driving, and it's very convenient. Nice cup holders here. I like the carbon, the like almost fake carbon fiber trim we have here. I just love the design overall in here. It's very comfortable, very luxurious. A little bit of storage in this guy as well. So overall, very nice place to spend time. But let's take it where it matters. Let's take this thing on the road. So here we are, 2023 Cadillac CT4-V on the road. My favorite thing to do with it, my favorite seat in the house. So let's talk about how it's been to drive all week. So far, it's done both things, sport and, just being comfortable, exceptionally well. Like it can take the drive out of my hands, and I can also press this V mode button and it will go into full sport mode and I can give it full beams. Let's go. Oh my God, that pickup is insane. So, oh my God, I've only done that a few times this week, right? Because, I kind of wanted to keep that one for the video, and that Okay, whoa. Okay, so I'm just gonna switch back. So that's crazy. That's really fast. So there is a little bit of like a lag, like a slight, like it does pick up right away, but like there's a slight bit of lag and then you get the full power. Like it really does hit you, but the lag is present. Like it's a little bit of a boost lag, but the noise that it makes is just, it's excellent. And I don't think it's pumped in. It doesn't sound pumped into me. It sounds like it's really doing that. So, wow, just, hey, that is so much fun. That is so cool. And again, look, now I'm just back to normal, comfortable driving. No problem, you know. We can do this, and then I can shove it over. Yeah, there's a track mode too. I can shove it over into track mode, and things get really crazy because even my gauge cluster changes when I'm in track mode. Look at this, and then I can just put the power on. Absolutely send it around this corner. Oh my God. And then, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go back to normal. What is that? Is that real life? What? Oh my God. So, like I have it on in my mode. Usually that's what I drive in. So I have the brake feel at nothing basically, the steering wheel at like as loose as you can get it, and then the exhaust sound as loud as I can have it. So like, and I could just cruise around town like that. But when I want to overtake slower traffic, V mode, track mode, whatever, and absolutely just blaze through everybody. It is just such a fun car to experience, and I'm a fan of the seating position. You are very much on the floor, so maybe as I get older I won't like that so much, but now, current age, maybe the next couple years as well, oh, I love it. Yeah, like I'm so comfortable in my seats. I can get a massage if I want to. The handling is really, really good despite having a really big steering wheel. I do like the handling. I've got paddle shifters so I can shift through this thing. Man, to just put a good pair of nice grippy tires on this thing and just take it to a track and just see what it could do, I would love to do that. I would love to get the opportunity to do that. And maybe one day I will own one and I'll be able to give you guys that kind of video, but just wow. I'm just such a fan of how well it does both, right? I mean, even the Escalade did it too, but the Escalade's more of like you're getting more out of the creature comforts of something like a Cadillac Escalade or even an XT5. This is purely for the driving. Like yes, it's comfortable. Yes, it can be comfortable point A to point B, but it is just so much fun to rip it. Oh my God. So you just pretty much watch me burn about $100 worth of gas, because the unfortunate thing is the Cadillac's engine, or the Cadillac's car in general, the CT4-V, only takes premium fuel. So 91 octane only. There's a big warning on the gas cap that says 91 octane only. So of course, your gas price is going to go up, and every time I push the pedal like that, I'm going to spend a lot more than I would just a regular performance gas car, or that I don't need to put a higher octane fuel in. So right now, let me tell you what my fuel economy is. I'm around the 13.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which isn't terrible. I've done a ton of city driving, a little bit of highway, a little bit more highway than usual this week, which has been nice. I've had some time off with the Cadillac CT4-V, so you know, I've been able to go on the highways, a little bit longer drives, you know, put a little bit more on it, and you know, it's done so well. And then obviously when you're driving on those highways, you have Super Cruise, and we not only just have Super Cruise. So if you don't know what Super Cruise is, it's basically Tesla's autopilot. It keeps you in the lane, kind of steers for you. You can take your hands completely off, just make sure you're watching the road. But it only works on mapped out highways. So the Highway 20 in Canada and also the Highway 40 is pretty much all good to go. I've driven on both, and Super Cruise works excellently on both. So basically, I've shown you Super Cruise before, so I'll just explain it now. Basically, Super Cruise 2 basically allows the car to change lanes by itself and do all that stuff. So it basically really takes the driving out of your hands totally. So it'll pass cars in slower lanes. It will also go back into the lane once the overtake is complete and it has enough room to do so. And it even vibrates your seat. So it'll vibrate the left side of my seat if it's going to indicate left and go left, right side of my seat to indicate right and go right. That's excellent. It's just amazing. And not to mention, this car is also four-wheel drive. So I'm confident that this thing will be a monster in the winter, no problem at all. Maybe the lower ride height would be a little bit of a problem in like big snowstorms, but the four-wheel drive in Canada is like a must at this point. I just think this winter is just going to be a disaster. So we'll see what happens if I don't get stuck in a two-wheel drive this year, but yeah, it just got everything that, for me, as somebody who lives in Canadian winters, as somebody who likes, the sportier vehicles, as somebody who, likes to go fast sometimes and have a little bit of fun, this has got it all, and you're comfortable. I'm getting everything. It's just the price point is high, and I guess rightfully so, because you get a lot of stuff here. Obviously, I'd like to see the price lower, but I can't really complain at the fact that it is high. It's a Cadillac. You're getting a lot of quality materials in here. The seating is quality. Obviously, the drivetrain is fantastic. So you are paying a lot for it, but I think it'd be worth it. Maybe not now. Obviously not now. I can't justify it because, I'm jumping in and out of cars, so I can't spend $70,000 on a car that I might drive 4 times a month. Although I'd love to drive this even 4 times a month. I just can't justify it. But the cool thing is that maybe in a couple years, this thing could be an excellent steal on the used market. Like, full stop, excellent. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't want to, but I have to, end the video off here. I'm going to do final thoughts, and then, we'll end things out. So final thoughts is, it is a great car. The duality of the car is really good. I look for cars like this. Like, when I'm in the market for cars, I need a car that can kind of do everything, and it's hard to find a car that does everything properly or well enough that everything is good. And this is just one of them. Obviously, the Super Cruise package increases the price point a lot. So it's not something that I'd say if you're in the market for it and you have the money and you need a car now and you really like the look of this thing, obviously, if you can, get the Super Cruise. It's a slam dunk on Tesla's Autopilot to me. I just think, for the price, it's even cheaper than Tesla's Autopilot now, so that's great. So if you want to option that, I can recommend it, but it's not a necessity, right? It's just an add-on that GM has for a lot of their vehicles, but it's not a necessity. Car drives great without it. Like I said, really good in the winter, excellent seating. Not a lot of room in the back though. That kind of sucks. So maybe you're gonna go with the CT5 with a little bit more room, a little bit of a bigger sedan. But yeah, and also, I know people are gonna say, well, the Blackwing is crazier, the Blackwing is better, and you're probably right. You're probably completely right. It is probably better, more crazy, more everything, but I'm gonna tell you now, I don't care. I could care less. I love this car in the exact configuration it is. I don't think I need any more power for what I use the cars for. So this is just a great all-around car. It's fun in all seasons. I'm gonna say that too. Hopefully I get to test drive it again in the winter. If there is a 2024 model coming out, maybe early, I'll be able to get it. I hope, it would be cool. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Make sure that you subscribe to PRN. You can find me at Technically Cars literally anywhere on the internet, but make sure you subscribe here. Make sure you watch the full video here. Niall is back on the channel a little bit more frequently. He's got some nice stuff coming up for you guys, so you're gonna get to see him. We also have a members program, so that's gonna be Niall for now, and then if we have enough interest in it, I will pick it up too, and you guys will get to see some behind the scenes shots, just extra stuff, and kind of get to bond with me and Niall a little bit more. But as always, the main stuff will be free, so no worries there. And we're always in the comments checking, and we appreciate all your feedback on all our reviews and all the cars. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I will see you in the next week, see you in the next vehicle. Take care.